Government working to transform Bangladesh into a healthcare-friendly country, says Prime Minister Tariq Rahman. NCP convener Nahid Islam urges not to politicize the history of July uprising. Seven killed and at least 15 injured in separate road accidents in Sirajganj, Kishoreganj and Nator. And more than 200 migrants rescued in Greece, most of them from Sudan and Bangladesh. You're watching the Mercantile Bank headlines. You are with me, Salim Mohammad Roshan. Now the details. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has said his government is working to transform Bangladesh into a healthcare-friendly country. He also called for working with all stakeholders in the health sector to improve healthcare services across the country. The Prime Minister made the remark at an event marking the 37th founding anniversary of the Doctors Association of Bangladesh, DAB, on Saturday. At the event, he also called for ensuring that professional responsibilities are not disrupted for political reasons. In addition, he outlined various plans for the energy sector and measures to address the ongoing crisis. PNP Secretary General and Local Government Minister Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said a section is trying to destabilize the country at a time when it is moving forward under the leadership of the Prime Minister. Speaking at an event in the capital on Saturday morning, Mirza Fakhrul said some quarters were attempting to create instability through conspiracies. He called on everyone to unite and cooperate in building a new Bangladesh and maintaining political stability in the country. NCP convener Nahid Islam has called for the history of the student people's uprising in July not to be politicized. On Saturday morning, NCP leaders visited the July Uprising Memorial Museum in Shere-Bangla Nagar in the capital. Following the visit, Nahid Islam made the call. He claimed that many things in the museum had been changed after the election and said there was no memorial dedicated to Abu Said, calling for the events surrounding the July Uprising to be highlighted more prominently. He said roles of private and madrasa students as well as the movement outside Dhaka should be given greater representation in the museum. 8 people have been killed and at least 15 injured in separate road accidents in Sirajganj, Kishoreganj and Nator. 3 were killed in a bus and goods vehicle collision in Nator, while 2 died in a bus truck crash in Sirajganj. 6 people have been killed and at least 15 injured in separate road accidents in Sirajganj, Kishoreganj and Nator. In Nator's Gurudashpur, 3 people were killed and 4 injured when a bus collided head-on with a cattle-carrying goods vehicle in the Banpara Hatikumrul highway. In Sirajganj's Kamarkhondo, 2 people, including a bus driver, were killed and 9 others injured when a bus and a truck collided on the Jamuna Bridge, West Link Road. Meanwhile, 1 person was killed and 3 passengers injured after a bus hit them in Pakundia, Kishoreganj, on the Kishoreganj-Dhaka Regional Highway. Coming up next, US Senate passes a bill allowing 100% tariffs on 5 countries, including India and China. Children's art exhibition, painting competition and cultural program have been organized in Joshua to mark the 103rd birth anniversary of renowned painter S.M. Sultan. The event was held on Friday at Joshua Institute Public Library, organized by Anandobari, an initiative managed by Biborton Joshua. Alongside the exhibition of children's artwork, cultural performances highlighted S.M. Sultan's life, artistic philosophy and vision for children's creative development. The venue came alive with spontaneous participation from children and an enthusiastic audience. Organizers expressed hope that the initiative would play a vital role in passing down S.M. Sultan's artistic legacy to the new generation. Greek authorities have rescued more than 200 migrants in several operations off to the country's coast. According to Greek media, most of them are from Sudan and Bangladesh, with some Egyptian nationals also among those rescued. They had reportedly traveled by boat from the Libyan coast toward Greece's southern island of Crete. A Frontex aircraft spotted another boat carrying around 40 people southeast of Lerapetra. Greek coast guards and a fishing boat later took them to Lerapetra port. Earlier, 112 migrants were rescued from two other boats. All those rescued were taken to a temporary shelter in Heraklion. 8 people, including a Pakistani army captain and 7 militants, have been killed in a security operation in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's Hangu district. According to the military media wing ISPR, the operation was launched on August 7 in Hangu district after intelligence indicated the presence of militants linked to Fitna al-Khawarij. Security forces targeted a militant hideout, killing 7 militants. A 27-year-old Captain Hamza Akram was also killed during an intense exchange of fire while leading his team from the front. Weapons and ammunition were recovered from the militants after the operation. ISPS said the militants had carried out attacks against security forces, law enforcement personnel, and civilians. 3 people, including a child, have been killed and 3 others injured in a Russian missile strike near Ukraine's capital, Kiev. The attack was carried out on Friday in 3 locations in Boryspil district, according to Kiev regional authorities. Civilian infrastructure was damaged in the strikes. Kiev Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said explosions also triggered fires in 2 districts of the capital. Meanwhile, Russia has claimed that its forces struck 3 vessels carrying Ukrainian military equipment in the Black Sea. Moscow said the vessels were targeted near the ports of Odessa and Chornomorsk. Ukraine has not immediately commented on the claim. Yemen's armed forces have launched a military operation against Houthi rebels. In a televised statement on Friday, the spokesperson said the operation was launched in response to repeated Houthi attacks on government forces and civilians. He said the military had achieved its planned objectives and targeted Houthi fighters and military equipment in several areas. The spokesperson also warned that if Houthi attacks continue, the armed forces will respond firmly without making any concessions. Coming up next, Bangladeshi origin player Farhan featured in the list of top emerging players for 2026 EPL season. The US Senate has passed a bill allowing 100% tariffs on at least 5 countries. The US Senate has passed a bill that could impose 100% tariffs on India, China, and at least 3 other countries over their purchases of Russian oil and energy. The bill received 86 votes in favor, 11 against, while 3 senators abstained. It says some countries have continued buying large amounts of Russia energy despite sanctions over the Ukraine war, helping fund Russia's war effort. The bill, titled the Russia and Iran Act of 2026, was introduced by Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. A U.S. federal appeals court has upheld an order halting construction of President Donald Trump's $400 million White House ballroom project. The D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that major changes to a historic site like the White House may not be solely within the executive branch's authority and could require approval from Congress. The National Trust for Historic Preservation challenged the project, alleging that the Trump administration began demolishing the East Wing without congressional approval. Trump has criticized the ruling and announced plans to take the case of the Supreme Court. In posts on Truth Social, he called the court's decision a threat to national security. Thailand's Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul has ordered strict enforcement of gun control laws following a deadly school shooting. At least 8 people, including the gunman, were killed and more than 30 others injured in Friday's attack. Several victims remain in critical condition. The Prime Minister has warned of tough action, including arrests against people illegally carrying firearms. Police are investigating the motive, with excessive academic pressure being considered as a possible factor. The government has also deployed special teams to provide psychological support to affected students, teachers, and families. A massive fire broke out at a multi-story government building in Indonesia. The massive fire broke out at the headquarters of Jakarta's tax agency in Indonesia around midnight Friday. The blaze engulfed the 16-story building in central Jakarta, with floors 11 through 16 affected by the fire. Thick smoke and flames covered the surrounding area. At least 185 firefighters and 37 fire engines were deployed to control the blaze. After several hours of efforts, firefighters managed to bring the fire under control. No deaths or injuries have been reported so far. Authorities are yet to determine what caused the fire. That's all for now. More update visit dbcnews.tv. You can also visit Facebook page and YouTube channel of DBC News. Stay tuned and thank you so much.